Let me start with a question. If you spoke to your best friend the way you speak to yourself, would you still have that friend? Most people laugh nervously when they hear that question because deep down, they already know the answer. Negative self-talk is not just thinking badly about yourself. It is an internal narrator that constantly interprets your life for you. It comments on your body, it judges on your decision, it predicts failure before you even begin. And most dangerously, it sounds like truth. You don't wake up one day and decide, today I will be harsh, unkind, and limiting toward myself. No. Negative self-talk is learned, absorbed, and reinforced, often quietly over the years. And because it's familiar, we assume it's accurate. And here's the core truth I want you to remember throughout this audio. Your thoughts are powerful, but they are not facts. And once you understand that, everything begins to change. Negative self-talk is the internal dialogue that criticizes, shames, doubts, or diminishes you. Often, automatically, it sounds like, I am not good enough. I always mess things up. Other people are better than me. Why am I like this? I will probably fail anyway. What makes it dangerous is not just what it says, but how quickly you believe it. Why it feels so real. The brain evolved to spot danger, predict problems, prevent rejection. So the brain leans negative by default. This is called the negativity bias. The brain would rather assume rejection than risk embarrassment, criticize you before others can, lower expectations to avoid disappointment. In other words, negative self-talk often thinks it's protecting you, but protecting is not the same as growth. Psychologists often refer to negative self-talk as the inner critic. Here's a powerful reframing used in theory. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. Think about that. If you can hear it, it means there is a distance between you and the thought. Example 1. The job interview spiral. Imagine the scenario. You leave a job interview. Within seconds, the voice starts. Why did I say that? They could tell I was nervous. I sounded so stupid. I'm not getting the job. Now pause. What evidence do you have? You showed up. You answered the questions. You don't know the outcome yet. But the inner critic feels uncertainty with self-blame. And here's the key insight. Negativity, self-talk, thrives in uncertainty. When outcomes are unknown, the mind chooses the most familiar story. And for many people, that story is self-doubt. Negative self-talk doesn't just affect how you feel. It will affect how you live. Long-term effects include chronic anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, imposter syndrome, procrastination, burnout, staying in unhealthy relationship, avoiding opportunities. Why? Because you don't act against a voice you believe. If your mind says, I'm not capable, you won't try. If it says, I don't deserve better, then you settle. If it says people always leave, you'll push them away or cling too hard. Negative self-talk becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. To stop it, we must first understand its origin. Number one, early conditioning. Many people internalize voices from parents, teachers, authority figures, cultural expectations. A child who hears, "Why can't be more like this person?" or "Stop being so sensitive," or "You're lazy," "You're difficult," eventually stops hearing those words externally, but the voices stays inside. Trauma and emotional wounds. When someone experiences abandonment, rejection, bullying, emotional neglect, the mind creates narratives to make sense of pain. It must be me. This is especially common in childhood because children blame themselves before blaming caregivers. Social media intensifies negative self-talk by highlighting perfection, hiding struggle, encouraging constant comparison. You don't compare your behind the scene with others' highlight. You compare it with their illusion. Let me tell you something important. You cannot stop negative self-talk by arguing with it all day. That often makes it louder. The first step is awareness without judgment. Instead of, "Why am I thinking like this again? I shouldn't be so negative." Try, "This is my inner critic speaking." That shift alone creates space. Technique 1. Name the voice. One of the most effective clinical techniques is externalization. Give your inner critic a name, not you, not your identity, a character. Why it works? It separates you from the thought. It reduces emotional fusion. It restores agency. Example, "Oh, that's anxiety talking. That's my old fear voice. That's my inner protector being overactive." Once named, you can respond rather than react. Technique number 2. Ask one powerful question. Instead of asking, "Is this thought true?" ask, "Is this thought helpful?" Because many negative thoughts are partially true, contextually outdated, emotionally distorted. But helpfulness is what determines whether a thought deserves your attention. Example, "I am not good enough." Is it helpful? No. Even if improvement is needed, shame does not create growth. Clarity does. Example 2. The high achiever trap. Consider someone successful, educated, capable, admired. Yet internally they say, "I'm only here by luck. Any moment they'll find out I'm not that good." This is imposter syndrome, a form of negative self-talk mastered as humility. The truth? Competent people doubt themselves more than incompetent ones. Why? Because awareness creates humility, but without self-compassion, it turns into self-attack. Technique 3. Replace judgment with curiosity. Instead of, "I'm so bad at this, I always fail," shift to, "What's happening here? What can I learn?" Curiosity opens the nervous system. Judgment closes it. This is not toxic positivity. This is psychological flexibility. Technique number 4. Speak to yourself like someone you love. This sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Ask, "If someone I cared about felt this way, what should I say?" Then say that to yourself. Research shows self-comparison increases motivation. Harsh self-criticism decreases resilience. Kindness is not weakness, it's regulation. Why affirmations often fail and what works instead. Many people try affirmations like I am confident, I love myself, and feel worse. Why? Because the brain rejects statements that feel too far from current belief. Instead of use bringing statements, I'm learning to trust myself. I don't have to be perfect to be worthy. I can feel afraid and still move forward. These feel believable and therefore effective. Technique number 5. Catch the pattern, not the thought. Negative self-talk repeats in themes. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I don't belong. I'll be abandoned. Once you identify the theme, you stop chasing individual thoughts. You say, this is my not enough story again. Stories lose power when recognized as stories. The emotional layer beneath self-talk. Here's a crucial insight many miss. Negative self-talk is often a cover for unprocessed emotions. Underneath, it might be fear, grief, loneliness, shame, anger. When you address the emotion, the thought softens. Ask, what am I feeling right now? Name it. Feel it. Then respond. You will not eliminate negative self-talk completely. That is not the goal. The goal is to recognize it, to soften it, to stop letting it drive your life. Healing is not about becoming silent inside. It's about changing who holds the microphone. And every time you choose awareness over autopilot, compassion over criticism, curiosity cover judgment, you reclaim a little more of yourself. You didn't choose the voice that formed inside you, but you can choose the one you listen to now. And that choice, repeated gently, imperfectly, daily, changes everything. Thank you for listening.